Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Miley, and yep, we are jumping right into voiceovers. In my last video, I said a quick little bonus video in a few days. Well, it's been a few days, and here is your quick little bonus video. And since we're trying to make this quick, I figured let's skip the intro and jump right into the action. I'm going to be turning these 3 shirts into some scrunchies and headbands. One, obviously, is the shirt we will not speak of from the last video. Then I have this striped shirt that I was wearing when I tie-dyed and got dye on it. And third, I have this tie-dyed shirt that I actually used the leftover tie-dye from my last video to tie-dye, but I wasn't totally in love with how it turned out. First up, let's make some scrunchies. Scrunchies are actually really easy to make, and each one of these took maybe 5 minutes. And I will be showing you 2 different styles. 1, a plain old scrunchie, and 2, one that has a little bow on it. I started off by measuring 3 inches from the bottom of each shirt and then cutting along that line. And the best part about a t-shirt is once I cut that first strip, I then cut the front from the back, and this left me with 2 separate pieces. One piece I used for the plain scrunchie, and the other piece I used for the scrunchie with a bow tie, making this process even quicker. And for the piece to make the bow, I measured 9 inches long and 3 inches wide and cut that out. And once I had 2 long pieces and 1 short piece, I repeated the same process with the other 2 shirts. There are a few different ways to make scrunchies. Some people use elastic. I personally like to use a rubber band or hair tie, and since I had a bunch of these rubber bands laying around from when I tie-dyed, I figured I would use these. And before I got started sewing, I took the shorter pieces and folded them in half and clipped the ends. This will give you more of a bow shape. And then I sewed along the edge but left a little gap so that I could turn them inside out when I was done. Next, taking the longer pieces, I folded them in half and wrapped them around the rubber band. This part is a little bit slower of a process. You just go a little inch at a time, working the fabric around the rubber band while you fold it in half. Once I was done sewing all of the pieces, I began to turn these right side out. If you have bulkier fabric, this step will definitely be more of a challenge, but with this thin t-shirt material, it was really easy. The next step is turning these little bow tie pieces right side out. I then took some scissors and jammed those into the corners to make sure that the corners are nice and popped out. And the final 2 sewing steps to complete these scrunchies is to sew the ends together for the pieces that are around the rubber band and to sew that little hole closed on the bow tie pieces. And for the scrunchie with the bow tie, you take the bow tie piece and all you do is tie it around the scrunchie. And I personally like to tie it where the seam is so that it looks seamless and everything is covered up. And all of these scrunchies are complete. Let's get to these headbands. If you thought the scrunchies were quick and easy, these headbands are even easier and even quicker. I started off by measuring out a 5-inch wide piece from each of the shirts, and just like the first time, once you cut one piece, you cut the front from the back and you instantly have 2 pieces. For the sewing, I folded each piece in half and sewed along the edge about a 1/2 inch in. Once I was done sewing, I turned each one of the pieces right side out, and making an X, you flip and link the 2 pieces together. This creates the knotted look in the headband. And then taking the ends, I lined them up and sewed them all together about 1/2 inch from the edge. Once I was done sewing those ends together, I cut off the excess fabric and these headbands were done. I told you these were even quicker than the scrunchies. Now we get to watch me with my superb modeling skills model each one of these scrunchies and headbands. I do love the way each one of these turned out. I personally like to use the normal scrunchies for ponytails, and I like to use the bow tie scrunchies for a little half ponytail. This project really was super quick, and it took me about an hour, maybe hour and a half to make all of these pieces. And I love that I took shirts that I wasn't going to wear and turned them into fun accessories that I definitely will wear. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification button so that you know when I post, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.